to you, looking at you like, what the fuck are you doing? And looks like he's about to stab you. What do you do? And it proceeded to be this whole cat and mouse game where he's now fighting these two guards, trying to steal this merchant's money. And obviously the guards are stopping him, trying to stop him. And he runs around this cart that the guards and the merchant have. And the guards and the merchant obviously run around behind him. There's the guards, 5 feet behind the guards is the merchant, and then 5 feet behind the merchant is the cart. He decides to run and try to jump over the guards, grab the merchant midair, and run off with him. So I said, okay, because this is purely cool, I'll give you it, although it's quite difficult to do. So the guards were also, they readied an action to attack him if he got close. So I said, okay, here's what's going to happen. You can roll me an athletics check to see if you build up enough speed and strength to leap over the guards. The guards are prepared for you to charge them, so they're going to take a swing at you. If they hit you, depending on if they both hit you or how hard they hit you, you are going to probably get knocked off course in midair. But if you somehow clear the guards miss you, I will get you to roll an acrobatics check to see if you can grab this merchant. But the merchant is going to roll a dex save to get out of the way. And he said, okay, go for it. So I said, all right, roll me an athletics check. He rolled a very high athletics check. It was really good. He had enough speed. I rolled the guards to attack. Natural 20. So he was midair, and this guard proceeded to sink a longsword into his chest and drive him into the ground in front of him. And meanwhile, one of the other players, who's a Furbolg, decided to use his Furbolg ability to go invisible, managed to sneak up on the merchant, grab him, and drag him out away from the guards while the merchant couldn't escape him because it was contested athletics. Until later down, he managed to escape him. But King Kong then, after failing his attempt at nicking the merchant, pulled out a javelin and said, "Can I light this on fire and throw it at the merchant's cart?" And I said, "Well, to light something is on fire is usually an action, but because there's like a brazier nearby, if you move to that, I'll let you put your javelin in it as a bonus action and then throw it." So he said, "Okay." He did that. It stuck in the cart. Now the cart obviously isn't soaked in petrol, so it kind of was just sticking in it and didn't set it on fire. So he decided to say, right, I've seen my friend Nick the Merchant, I'm going to try to run away. So he proceeded to climb a building. He proceeded to climb the building behind the guards. So one of the guards now pulled the flaming javelin out of the cart and just threw it in his back and killed him. He just knocked him out, so he fell to the ground. And then Soph came over, healed him, and dragged him away from the guards. None of this is canon, but that was his first ever introduction to D&D. And you can see how quickly anything that this man is going to do is going to go off the rails. Well, I have said to him, I said, look, like, there is repercussions in this world, if that makes sense. So if you do want to go in and fuck about with merchants and shit in the middle of town, the guards are going to come for you, and they are probably going to win because you are not high enough level to take on an entire town on your own. Then he will 100% go nuts. True. If I'm honest, I just don't want it to go a bit crazy because obviously I've put effort in, and I think it would be quite boring for everybody else if he goes mental. So I get the impression I'm going to just have to say no a lot of the time. Yeah. So I think there is going to be a point where I'm going to have to just say, no, you don't do that mid-game. Like, that's not doable. Oh yeah, here we go. Fucking death. Forgot about this. Well, it's not me.
Oh, I need to.
Ooh. Oh, fuck.
It might be you.
Yep.
It is not Severus.
Mm-mm.
Oh, that was a close one. I got 6.
Cool. I don't think I did either, because I was torn between taking the. Yeah, I was torn between taking the feat that gives me extra HP, so I don't think I rolled for anything either at the time. I'll roll stuff now. Nice. Yes.
Oh wait, our current HP doesn't change. Fuck, I need to change that. Then. I thought it was only the people that were unconscious that current HP didn't change. Shit, let me change that. Then. What was my HP before? Let's see. So con mod D8 is 5 plus 3, 8, so 27. There we go. Which sounds about right. There you go. Yeah, that changed.
Ah. Yeah. Okay. Give me a second. I'm just sending a text. No, friends. I'm meeting up with friends on
Leave me
Thursday.
alone, bitch. I'm fighting people.
So...
I'm a
I'm
robot.
texting my girlfriend. I don't want to come over. I'm rolling dice. Yeah.
Listen, I love you, but back off. Do what I did. Bring it to the session. That's all right then.
Nah, she's not really into D&D. Maybe later. I'll try. Yeah.
Have you tried the latest model? You could have this, but why not this?
So, last session. After me, Severus, and Goldie fucked up, we managed to get out without scratch, with air quotes.
More
Yeah.
of a puncture, really.
Mm-hmm, exactly. So, yeah, we got back to town, we bought some stuff, and then we went to find Lilith and Gideon. Found Lilith, exactly. Had to wake up Gideon. And then we attempted successfully removing the probe? The thing from Severus, but the guy, the doctor, was onto us and killed the English, sorry.
Knocked unconscious.
Yeah, knocked unconscious. No.
Delight.
I was thinking about
Whoops, the scaffold
decommission, but
slipped.
I don't think that's the right word. Yeah, exactly. That's what I wasn't sure. And then he talked to us through the microphone, the speaker, sorry,
Bigger.
and said, "Come over, I'm home alone."
Alright.
Mm-hmm.
Alright.
So now we're here, and now someone is going to die.
Naughty, you're teasing me.
Fun.
Let's
Mm-hmm.
not forget, apparently I now have a child.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, you
Mazel
can't let
tov.
your wife
Mazel
die.
I can.
tov.
Watch me.
Oh.
I don't think so, to be honest, bro. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't think I got much to do. I think I just hope and pray to the machine gods or whatever. I ain't got many moves left, I'm not gonna lie. I do robots. That's it. Wow, nice place you got here. You mean Savros? I was gonna say like me, motherfucker. Ah yeah, Savros is gonna be weakened. That's because Lilith sucked them dry, isn't she?
Yeah,
What are you
don't
giggling
say
at?
it like that.
What are you
You don't
giggling at, you dirty bastard?
You
eh?
said it.
What? Yeah, did she not?
You don't have to make it sound so illicit. Illicit. Wasn't. It was consensual.
I mean, you kept saying to the man,
It was
listen,
healthcare.
you're the one that used the
It was
terminology
healthcare.
suck. Let's be real here. You kept saying to Savros, I'll suck you, and he was like, okay, cool. I'm in.
He
Where's
was
the lie?
expecting something different.
Probably. I'm not gonna lie. Probably. The big man's been swindled.
On the plus side, he tastes real good. That's a positive. Blood is
Shut up.
A tier.
Shut up.
Best blood ever.
We both laughed at the exact same thing. Shut up. We said I started off by saying, "Ah, yeah, Savron's is in a weakened state because Lilith decided to suck him dry." And obviously, you can see where the conversation went from there. And Rachel decided to come out with the old chestnut of, "Well, at least he tasted good." And but we all kind of did the signature. We are all horrible people. That's all I'm gonna say.
Cool.
Damn.
I need to check if I've actually got anything that's not a heavy weapon then. Yes.
Can give you a rapier.
The big man with a rapier. I got him.
And I offer you a dagger in these trying times.
I have a club. I mean, fine.
I'll do.
Bonk him, yeah.
Cougar. Me caveman.
Ew. your problem? Do you have no? You follow no rules? What is your methodology? You can't just steal other people's. It's rude. You can't steal my subjects. This is my test subject. You have sullied my test result. I have been researching this for months. What? I was waiting for you to give me an answer. I don't think you really want to talk about being reputable. You live in the sewers. My name is not known on purpose either. I don't understand why you want to kill them. Technically speaking, none of them broke your contract. It was me. Just want to throw that out there. In my defense, you shoved something in his body, and I wanted to find out what it was. Honestly, I don't particularly know. I was just poking him with a needle, and then I found your needle, and I removed it, and then suddenly Gideon said that the tiny little thing was talking, and we followed the voice. Honestly, I don't really know what's going on. Nobody used their voice. Nobody told me anything. I will look at Gideon.
Well, What kind of experimentation are you trying to pull? I mean, what kind of experimentation are you trying to pull? Sorry,
What's a
Yorkshire
smoke
came
break?
through there. The cigars fuck with your voice, you know. What kind of experimentation were you talking about?
Would I would I know who that person was? Oh. Who? Are you, are you doing this out of scientific curiosity, or is there a moral purpose behind this, or what exactly are you doing it for? Not was not the answer I was hoping for. It's very vague. Gideon?
You do it for you, so I'm guessing you have some sort of ailment yourself?
If you give me a sample of your blood, I might be able to see if I can sense anything from your blood. I mean, that, I don't know why everyone gets so personal about their blood. It's only a bodily fluid. What? How am I going
Oh.
to do anything by tasting it? Whatever, you do you. Gideon, what are we going to do?
Out of curiosity, Lee, can I tell that when this man closes his hand or makes this connection, it's going to start zapping our friends? Mm. Yeah. Um, well, I don't really think there's a whole lot we can do.
What exactly do you want us to do to help? Are they dead? Oh, you're trying to heal people by splicing genes? Or you're but are you actually trying to heal, or are you just creating monstrosities for the sake of making monstrosities? The monstrosity side or the healing side? That was okay. That was not clear. Can I do an insight check? Do I believe that he actually wants to just heal? Ooh. I mean, I don't know Gideon. He seems to be trying to heal people. But that's
mean,
that's good, isn't it?
Well, yes. I mean, I don't doubt that he is trying to heal people, considering he has an ailment himself. But the method about going about it isn't really the best, is it?
But what if we could find test subjects who would be willing to undertake this?
Well, that's a different box of
What
frogs.
if we could find people who would be willing to be paid, especially if they are already ill?
Well,
What
that's a
else?
different.
What do they lose?
Well, that's a different box of frogs. I mean, the way he's talking about going it, he's been abducting people. That's the way I'm saying is kind of, yeah, you know.
Excuse me, Mr. Doctor, would you be opposed to getting test subjects in a moral way? Say if you were to fill out a methodology and a scientific contract, say
Mm,
you lay out what you will do and you explain what the side effects may be.
yeah,
And
man.
there are lots of very desperate people who
I
would
mean, I'm
be
not gonna
willing to
lie,
do
man. Yeah.
this.
If this gets cleared above board, we'll probably even give you a bloody hand. I'm not even gonna lie. I just
If
don't
you
want to be
wanted
a lab rat, you know.
if you wanted test subjects, there are many, I mean, not to take advantage of the poor, but let's be honest, there are many poor people who will die irregardless because they cannot afford healthcare. They may be willing to do some tests with you for the chance that they may live. And even if they don't live, if you can give them some sort of financial gain in the event that they die, they're going to die anyway. At least then their families will have money and you will have test subjects. How long do your experiments take? If we were to find you some test subjects in the next week or two, you have a whole year to work with those test subjects. I already have medical contracts written up for my own research. If it helps, I can bite you.
Mhm. Mhm. Maybe we can find someone she can bite, who is willing to be a test subject.
Yes, what if you find someone who would like to be bitten, and then you could experiment on them with vampire blood?
Sure, we can find even a few around here. It's a big city.
Would that work? Would that be acceptable? I don't know any other races that would have regenerative. Are there any?
Not a clue for my guy.
Would I know
I'm
of any
losing
other
my
races?
bro. I know none of this.
I've been my life's work is studying other races. So would I know of any other races that have got regenerative properties?
Hmm.
So realistically, vampires is the likeliest way to go here because he already has a troll. Well, if we could find someone willing to be bitten and willing to be experimented on, then the problem is solved, no? But for now, can you agree to not shock them? Because I kind of need them because you see, I'm good at the science stuff, but people don't like me. I kind of need those ones to do the talking for me. Especially the pretty ladies. People like pretty ladies. They don't like crazy ones covered in blood. Okay. So, find someone to bite. Bring bitten person back with consent form filled in. I have consent forms already. What exactly would be the positive for them to do this experiment? What would they be gaining? How do I sell this? But up front, can you give them money? To people, to poor people, 10 gold is a lot of money. Some families, that is a year's worth of wages. So we're talking like a living trust. The person who undertakes this experiment will become your sole heir and benefit from any. Okay, okay. I'll just note that down on like the little medical contract that I already have. Like cross out the bits that I have about taking blood and studying all the bodily fluids and shit. Okay. I'm sure we can find one. One person. Surely. Gideon, where do people who need money and who are going to die live?
Hospitals.
That's a very good idea, and I can get in there because I am a certified doctor.
Man, fuck me. This is actually a plan. What the fuck?
But before we agree, do you have something to make those two conscious again? Can you like bippity boopy them? I will hand them to Scraps, I guess, or Gideon.
Yeah, I'll take them and then I'll go pour them into the two unconscious people's mouths.
Can I just clarify? Do we need to bring anyone else or just this one subject? Well, I think based on the fact that the scientific outcome is healing of afflictions, and the fact that it lines up with my own scientific thesis that I would be allowed to turn somebody. However, they would be considered my thrall until the event that you would wish me to make them a full independent vampire. Well, that is ideal then, as I am currently not allowed to make people full vampires. I was becoming a nuisance at home, and my father said I have to go and do something with my life, so here I am. Well, now we have a working relationship. I think. I just gonna look at Scrap like, have I read this situation correctly?
I just nod.
Good. Okay.
I can do that. 1 second. Just straight contact. Hmm.
It's
4d4.
Nice.
Ooh, okay, 4d4 plus 8, 16. Hey, not bad, not bad. Why? I'm
Much better
alive.
healing than I could do. in Savras's head.
Oh, sorry, I didn't realise it was my head. You do know Lilith? I'm following Lilith. Something happened, I think.
So, for the sake of transparency, we will be staying on the surface. If you need to contact us, I believe you can do it with your brain anyway. But to just talk to one of the people you injected. Just please don't shock them again. I think they are kind of traumatized.
Well, actually, on the topic of that, when are you going to remove those from our friends then?
That seems reasonable. So,
Hmm.
I'm just gonna wander off, and I'm gonna bam a healing in Zavras for his arm, because I feel real bad, man. Actually, no. Whilst we're here, can I just turn to the guy? Do you have any issue with me doing a quick healing ritual just before we leave? Prayer of healing, bitch. 12 healing for 6 people.
Nice.
Nice.
That puts me at max HP.
Mm-hmm.
My family are very unusual.
Oh God, it's Twilight.
We don't sparkle. That is offensive. Take it back. That movie is a plague upon my kind.
Oh, but if only Savras had died during the surgery.
Oh my god, you would be a glittering vampire. I will never let that happen. Ever. My father would tell me off. And I still rely on them for money, so what you gonna do?
Players gotta do what a player's gotta do, you know what I'm saying?
Okay, well, if we want to talk to you, I guess I'll just talk at Goldie and assume you can hear me. And if Goldie is present in the conversation where we find a test subject, you will also hear that? Well, that seems very convenient. If you see an issue with the person we have chosen, please say something to Goldie before we agree with them, because that would be very unfortunate. You know, if they look like they don't look good enough or whatever. I don't know what your I will try my best with the scientific data that is available to me. Okay, got it. Someone who is giving us consent and who is willing to be bitten and who is willing to be a living heir. Right? I think we need to go and find a very sick orphan.
Oh no.
Checks out, to be fair.
I mean
Wait. Hmm.
well, Gideon is also very good with the technology. Well, I am glad we have come to this agreement. Thank you for not blowing up our companions. I guess we will go find a subject as soon as possible. Although please remember, these people need to sleep. So whilst I do not need to, there may be the necessary time for them to, you know, recuperate and biological functions and, you know. Perfect. Come, let's go. Let's go.
Wait, Lee, before that, if I remember correctly, you said something about bounty on Goldie last time?
Oh yeah.
He said it.
Okay, hold on. Just one more thing before I go. I seem to remember something about a certain bounty on a certain party member. Do you mind taking care of that? Yeah. Yes, but right now we're giving you an even better deal. Those two wouldn't be as much as a help for you as one who Lilith is going to bite. Also, we can't really work efficiently if we're running away from bounty hunters. Hmm? Persuasion? Mhm.
Nice.
Yeah. Well, that's no. By the way, how do you know her? Well, that's something we gotta ask Goldie, I guess. Also, before we go, you might want to clean up, not giving the whole evil lab kind of vibe, you know? Would be easier to convince people. Do you need a new mask? I can get you a new mask, probably. One who is less scary.
I have. Perhaps you ask Gideon for some assistance with that, because honestly, he's being very truthful. That the mask is a little bit frightening. You know, it
And
makes people
the
think of the
blood
plague.
and the monsters and yeah.
I mean, to be fair, with a little bit, adding a new filter, I might be able to insulate the sides of it. A little bit of noise compression on it, so it doesn't echo with the vibration through the filter. It might actually work, to be honest, man. Do you mind? And Gideon's gonna kind of like hold out two hands pointing at the mask and not step forward, just kind of eye the Modrons and wondering if they're gonna start charging him now.
I want to play with your mask, please.
Is it possible for me to investigate this mask to see if I could figure out a way to improve upon it, or maybe even in my own time replicate the setup to a higher standard? Use my intelligence.
Can I assist?
I've got loads, bro. I'm gonna be honest. I got tinkers, thieves, smiths, carpenters, and jewelers. Take your pick, baby.
I can also heat metal to help if needs be.
In case I need to forge.
Exactly.
But
Mine. +3.
12. I rolled a 4. Ain't that a fucker? Wait, I didn't even roll a 4. I rolled a 2. Ah!
Don't you have inspiration? Because you did.
No, I used it to see if you lot could blag it in to see if Goldie was my wife. I gave
you
it to
got
you
it
because you were
again.
trying to blag it.
But you
Did I?
got it again because you did the recap.
No, that was
No,
me.
that was me.
Oh,
That
damn
was
it.
Ozzy.
Damn it.
You want the inspiration? Sure, you can have the inspiration.
Fair enough.
Yep.
Thieves' tools, intelligence. There you go.
Fucking hell. Guys,
Fuck,
keep on
ingenuity.
rolling these nat 20s.
Aesthetic. Mm-hmm. Okay.
So when he finally trusts us enough, he would be able to help.
Yeah, for now, he probably won't let me look at the tank now, but I could probably, when we go away, return with the temporary fix of a new mask. Then when he trusts us, I can right, can I look at the tank that's feeding you your air source? And then I could probably improve on that. Okay. For now then, I will before handing the mask back to the Modron, I'll take out essentially like a little canister from one of my from like a van brace on my suit, and I'll just spray a little bit of it inside the mask and put it away. And the mechanical effect of this for the DM is I have used my magical tinkering to make an indefinite smell of lavender in his mask. So it's just something nice for the guy, you know what I mean? And then I'll just hold it out for the Modron to take back. Okay. Oh, also with that check, could I theorize how much it would cost me to create this thing? Hmm. What about if I want to make him something that's not as cheap as possible? It's like it's good. It's not the best I could ever make it, but it's a pretty damn. It's yeah. Yeah. Damn. Well, yeah, I'm gonna have to make him just one as cheap as I can, and then I'll have to put it together because we ain't rich yet. I'm out looking for more materials when we hit the surface, boys. Okay, yeah, that'll be me then.
Yeah.
No.
That was surprisingly wholesome.
Well, guys, Gideon is like a nice bloke, bros. I'm gonna be honest. He's not a douche.
I did not do it for the kindness. I did it for the fact that I would get to do scientific research on people. For science. Always for science. Right, guys, let's go find an orphan.
Where are the children?
Ah. Hmm.
One day. Can I just like sit fill in Goldie on all the shit that happened while she was unconscious? You know, just so she's all like filled in. Otherwise, she's gonna be like, "I'm so confused. Why are we just walking out of here?
Why are we taking an orphan?
I would like one orphan.
Why are you
please.
asking me where the closest orphan town is? What's
Where's the
going on?
nearest? Where's the nearest
Why are you
child
asking me where the
orphanage?
nearest orphanage in the near? and where the nearest hospital is. What's going on? What is this? Wait, no, I forgot. Sorry, we did it all wrong. What do you mean you need to know where a hospital is, motherfucker? What? Where the orphanage? I don't fucking know. Why you pregnant? I ain't dropping my goddamn kid off down there.
Oh
Fuck.
my god. Oh,
Shit.
she.
I'm gonna head to like places. Well, actually, I'm gonna ask old Goldie where is somewhere I can go to get like raw materials for this. Like, is there a merchant area that I can go and purchase what I need?
I'm guessing so.
I'll just
Yeah,
start.
I know that.
I'll start drafting this consent form whilst we're walking.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, that's a
I'm
praise.
guessing I have to.
Say today.
Jimmy, I thought you were dead. Fuck. What's happening, bro?
Well, damn.
Harvey's around the corner waiting for you. I ain't gonna lie, Gideon ain't gonna be looking for kids, bro. That's it. It
I
already
guess it's
doesn't sit
me.
right with him.
I guess I have no choice because I have to find the orphanage. Show.
I mean, it doesn't actually have to be like a child. It could be an adult. I feel like an adult would be more likely to consent. You can't really take the consent of an orphan.
Well, if the
Fine,
child
fine,
is
we'll
under
go to a
16, they
hospital.
can't. They legally cannot give us consent, at least
Exactly.
by England standards, anyway.
So it's going to
English
have to
law.
be someone older than 16.
Oh,
It can be
Savras, you know a
17
lot
then.
of desperate over 16-year-olds. What's the crack?
Did
Are we
he
gonna try
BRB?
hospital then?
Maybe
Maybe.
we try.
Oh, he
Yeah,
did BRB early, actually. Yeah, never mind.
maybe we try. Yeah, maybe we try hospital and see if there's anyone who's got like a terminal illness.
Yeah.
Not to prey on the weak, but
And
like. But
what?
to prey
You're
on the weak.
dying?
But...
Oh no! Write his number down. Write his number.
to travel to find homeless people. Because they're also usually sick, have no money.
True.
Mm-hmm.
Man spitting facts.
Yes.
So what do you think is more morally sound? Asking a homeless person or going to a hospital?
I mean, you're probably going to get a better look at a hospital, considering A, the person's dying, and B, if you offer them the chance to be part of a trial to, help with clearing up diseases and all these sort of curses and things like this, which might very well be affecting them and people they know, you might be able to pull on the heartstrings a little bit more.
That's true. I also think if someone is homeless, they might just have syphilis. You don't need to be turned into a vampire to fix syphilis. Just take
That's
some
true.
antibiotics.
But they don't have any money or means to survive, so that could be a good arrangement for them.
That is true.
How about we split up?
Okay.
Just talking, no fighting, no exploring dangerous places, just talking to people.
Okay. Well,
Yeah, it's not like we can accidentally find the evil elf.
well, I will prefer to go to the hospital because I know enough about terminal diseases to know who would be best to speak to.
I know enough about the dying. He's
As a-
fucked. Talk to that
as a-
one.
As a partially dead person myself,
Yes, he's fucked. Go talk to him. He'll say yes.
He'll be gone in about 3 weeks. He's a good choice.
Just the doctor gives a prognosis and Lilith just scoffs as she walks past. Rookies.
He's
amateurs.
already very ripe. He won't last that long. Anyway,
Let us go get a thick person.
Gideon would probably head towards the artisans square to try and get the resources and probably start working on that. He's not. The whole situation doesn't settle right with him. I'm not gonna lie.
Can
So
I
my man
bring-
would probably try to make that to at least have a show of good faith with this guy. I mean, you could just be back at the hotel, innit?
Yeah, I assume the hotel.
Yeah.
Can I take someone with me to the hospital? Because I feel like they're less likely to let me in on my own.
But you're the one that said, I am a doctor.
I am a doctor, but I'm also very good, very bad with people. That's true. That's true. I have my medical license.
Let's put it this way. You can also talk to people. That's not reassuring.
Ooh.
I
So
mean,
just me?
it's kind of got a thing, man. I'm not gonna lie.
I could take Savras with me.
It's
Or maybe-
probably that's true.
But
Maybe-
Savras will try to fuck them.
Also, that might look a bit threatening, walking into a hospital with a giant man that
Yeah.
shines.
Or maybe you can take Goldie with you.
But you'll need Goldie to find the homeless people. It's easier to find
No.
a big building than it is to find homeless people.
I don't know.
I'll go on my own. I'll just I mean technically hospitals would not like me going in there trying to persuade.
You know,
Their
we don't have
patient.
a time limit. We can go wherever we want and like have.
Yes, we go together.
That is kind of true, actually. The time limit is kind of gone right now.
And then
So
we
let's
can
just go all together.
sum up the best option.
Let's try the hospital first.
Why don't you look for homeless people outside the hospital?
Oh,
Let's go
well,
sleep.
we do need to go back because I need my clothes.
Thank you. I want another seconds. There you go. Got myself one of them fancy watches. You know what I'm saying? He's ticking. It's a bit fast. Need to sort that out. Ah,
Oh.
yes. Oh, civilization, lovely.
I'm just going to offer my bed to the people who need to sleep, and I will sit at the armchair and work on this contract.
Oh wow.
I think Savras will need a big bed. He is very tall. But he's also very warm. So if you get cold, you can also make a cuddle puddle. Who needs to sleep there? I feel like the fox would sleep on the bed with Savras.
In human or fox form? Which one we talking here?
I think she likes to be a fox more than she likes to be a human.
I think she got a crush right there, boy. Yeah, Gideon's just going back. He'll probably have like a scotch before bed, but he's just going straight to sleep.
Existing, regaining sleep.
when everyone's asleep, can I just be like, Papa? In my head, like, Papa.
What the fuck?
You,
Uh, so I found a very interesting scientific opportunity. But in order to help someone with a very serious illness, we need to do some scientific research, and I need to find a consenting subject to be willing to be thralled. Am I? Is that possible? If I am to, if I can send you the documents, we are doing a consent form, and the person who takes part in this experiment will become a living heir, and they will have financial as well as social benefits. Okay.
So loud.
Gideon, you need to see a doctor. There's something wrong with your sinus. Ah!
That's the new Phillips screwdriver. Scrap, I told you to stop going to the local whorehouse. They get engine oil everywhere.
I immediately start looking if I'm leaking, because technically I don't sleep.
Yeah, you're just chilling there listening to his sleep talk. His sleep talk, and it's like weird.
I
Where is the whorehouse?
No, you can't use lube for your fucking joints, man.
What accent was that?
Okay, I'm done, Karen.
Hello? I will do that. Say hello to everyone for me. Okay. I will bring some interesting people home. Savra? Yes. Gideon? He has a mustache. Oh, okay. Okay. I will be good. I'll talk to you later. Oh, yes. Okay. Good. Goodbye.
Alright.
I just passed my plate immediately to Savras and down one of my blood shots.
Fucking hell. Lilith just started in the morning. Chin chin, motherfucker. Let's go. Lilith, you good? Yep. Ah, that's the shit. Let's go.
Well, I mean, it's not the shit. It's actually not the best blood, but I can't drink the best blood.
That's the mediocre.
I'm having just one of my generic ones. I'm not having Stavros's blood or the Kitsune blood. I'm having my basic stuff. My stockpile.
Your basic bitch coffee instead of that caramel latte. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm having a plain like granular coffee, not no fancy like cappuccino shit. Nah, instant coffee.
Nom, 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 nom.
Nice.
Nah,
This place is the shit, huh?
this place is made for Gideon.
Can I just go downstairs and request extra breakfast for Goldie and for Fox Lady because I feel kind of bad.
Oh, you.
I am very hungry.
Oh,
Ooh.
Oh.
I am actually going to take my morning to make sure Scrap, old buddy, old pal, is in top tier form. Check over his joints, do some mechanical maintenance, make sure my man's all right. You know what I mean? Okay. There you are, old boy.
He was leaking.
I had a feeling last night. I fucking knew it. I am a god. I'll just have to put up a recording that records all of my own evening nights. So I just listen to myself as I'm working on something. Did I fucking say that? Really? Shit. Fuck.
Like a podcast, yeah.
You're live with Gideon. Gideon and the gang. Come on down. Let's find out.
I'm
Let's
just so
go.
emotionally moved from talking to
Thank
my
you,
father.
Father.
Thank you, Papa. Papa, thank you.
Suddenly just turns into a fucking musical. Papa, can you hear me? Papa, can you see me? We're all asleep. Lilith turned into a Disney princess at fucking night. What the fuck is this, bro? She's so
No.
pale. A hummingbird flatters down, sits on her shoulder, then dies. She's back to normal.
Oh fuck.
Maybe not Snow White. Well, customer service really went downhill there. Shit, did it? Get your shitting out.
I need to ask this guy how he does it. I assume so.
I mean, people are welcome to join me, but you guys seem to have a job. I
Is
got
Sam
my role.
Rasmussen full?
I think he's still AFK, you know.
Give us a sign.
Let's repeat last time. Erin, can you hear me? You know, he's really taken the role play of a estranged father quite well. Man. I had sex with that lass from the restaurant and now ghosted her. Crazy. You've done such a good job as even ghosting us. We get approached by some woman in the middle of the street. Have you seen Severus? Actually, if I'm honest, fucking no. That man's gone. I don't see that man's sparkly tits anywhere. What the fuck did he go?
Do we? I assume we just come to the market with you before we all go looking for a test subject.
Yeah.
I mean,
That's
Although
good.
you're trying to avoid it, so maybe we don't go with you.
well, you can join me to the market. Is Gideon just doesn't feel comfy, like going and talking to somebody, being like, "Hey, do you want to become a mindless thrall for the foreseeable future?"
They're not mindless. They just can't disobey me.
Okay.
But unless I give them a direct thing to follow, they're basically the same.
It doesn't sit well with me. I'm gonna be honest. It's not for me. I see the benefits of it. You know, it's great. You know, it makes sense. He gets what he needs. We get our friends are fine. It all makes sense. It's just, yeah, I kind of have a problem with it. But fuck it, needs must. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
No.
Oh,
Just went, mhm.
can I? Yeah, but now that I remember,
Ooh.
can I use this to point him in a direction of a merchant?
Oh,
Mm-hmm,
nice.
mm-hmm.
Looking out, us looking out for each other. Nice, nice. I like it.
Like chorus.
Yeah.
Ah. Damn, that's fucking huge. Oh, Gideon probably will. Not gonna lie. He looks like a kid in a candy store. Like, he's quite composed normally, but here now, where he sees fellow artisans and like materials, some which are even local to this continent that he's never seen before, this and everything, he's like, yes. Give me.
Does anyone else feel like, you know, when you drop a kid off at their favorite shop and you're like, okay, Timmy, have fun. We'll be back in an hour. That's how I feel like it is now. We're like, have fun, Gideon. We'll be back soon.
Gideon's already like rooting through raw metals. He's got a giant grin. The cigar's just held up in his mouth, like.
I'm still dreaming. This is perfect.
Oh my god, look at it. It's fucking great.
You're still into it.
I'm munching a Pringle. Well, Gideon would try to find two things. Firstly, he'd probably go to the. Well, actually, he'll try to find three things, but one of them is after he's got what he needs. So, firstly, he'd go to the wholesaler, it seems, of the raw materials, and ask him, you know, do you have X, Y, Z, and list out all the different raw materials that he would need to create this mask that could last about a month for this guy. Then, secondly, he would look for something which is a common metal to this continent, which him and his fellow people in Mechanus would never have seen before, because he can keep one and send it home to his papa. Mm. I speak dwarf too. Let's go. Walk up to him. Quick, get ready for light. Yes, I'm looking for these. And then Gideon will basically hold out a sort of comprised notepad listing off, quite literally in alphabetical order, the amount that he needs as well as the actual raw material itself. Mhm, mhm. Okay, that will do nicely. Yes, I'm not from here, and I quite like seeing the sort of natural things from different continents I'd never interact with. Do you have some sort of common element that's kind of quite aesthetically pleasing, which could be turned into some form of, I don't know, maybe jewelry or ornament or something like that? Yeah. What about as well as the unrefined one? Because I'd quite like to know the process of refining it myself. So potentially I could take an unrefined one as well, and then if you could show me or at least tell me how, I'm planning on finding the local guild, so I might be able to refine it there and practice my craft. Mm. Mm. Hmm. Got yourself a deal. I'll take that. And Gideon will reach in, hold out the 5 gold. Great. Do they have a workshop that I might be able to use? Well, yeah, I don't know. It's just I thought I'd ask, make sure. You know what I mean? So how would I go about refining this then? Is there a specific process, or is it quite like other metals? Heat it up, get rid of the slag, make sure it's all clean and pure. All right. Sounds good to me. Thank you very much. Oh, what about it? Gideon literally has a giant fucking grin in his face now whenever anyone asks him about his own shit. It's like, yes! What is it? What do you want to know? Oh, yeah, yes, that is where I'm from. It is Mechanus, yes. Mechanus in nature. It's kind of it's a little bit of a one-off piece. I made it myself. Yeah, well, a little bit about it. We managed to get ourselves out, me and my friend here, and I'm guessing Scrap is like just a little bit behind me, probably just browsing the stall himself.
Am I? Or did we
Well,
go to
did
the
everybody come
hospital?
with me?
I thought we dropped
Okay.
you off and left.
Oh, did you drop me off and leave? Then yeah, probably Gideon got so distracted he didn't realize you left, so he was like, "Oh yeah, my friend Scrap." Oh, well, I guess they fucked off. Yeah, well, sucks to be them. Yes, well, me and my friend, he's apparently gone off somewhere now, but we both left Mechanus themselves. Without saying a word, Gideon will kind of just clench both of his fists, and the blades at the top of his gauntlets will just shoot out in front of him with a little bit of like static thunder lightning energy on them. Hmm. Well, thank you for the tip. I'll keep that in mind. Oh, fuck yeah, we never even did names. Sorry, Gideon, and he'll hold out his hand to shake his. I know, right? It's fucking immense. Shoots. I hope to see you either at the guild sometime, or do you have a local pub here? I mean, I don't know. We might be hanging around for a while, so I might find a nice place to have a drink with like-minded people. Huh. Alright, so either the arc or the bridge at about 4 or 5. Okay. I might have enough time to make what I'm making, and who knows, I might even show you if I make it by then. Alright, well, see you later, shoots. Ta-da! And Gideon starts walking off, just kind of enthralled by the bag. And as Gideon is walking away, his back is going to be to Shoots, and out of his backpack on the left side, looking at it, a little pocket, sort of metal pocket, will open up, and Mini Me will just poke out and wave at Shoots and vanish. Yes. Hmm.
We were doing both. We were just going to see where we could find someone.
I mean, during the day, we should probably head to the hospital first.
Yeah. Ugh.
Hello. My name is Dr. Dame. I am a palliative care doctor from Gestoden. I'm here doing some scientific research on the types of terminal illnesses that are rife in Genasta. I was hoping to be able to have a walk around the wards. Oh, thank you. Most appreciated. I am doing some scientific research into the palliative care in Genasta. I was hoping to be able to have a look at and speak to some of your patients on the palliative ward. You know, the ones whose terminal illnesses are reaching the end. Ah, yes, of course. I'll pull out my medical degree, like my medical certification. Oh, sorry, I'm not from here. So they were guiding me to the hospital. But perhaps my mechanical friend may come in with me. He records my information for me, as I'm not the best at writing and walking at the same time.
So very useful like that.
Is that like Savras and Goldie?
Yeah, I could do that. I'm just struggling to speak, hence why I'm not speaking that much. I just have a cough, so I'm like coughing like every other sentence. Hence no
Oh,
accent
no.
today.
Oh no.
Yeah.
It's all
But
right. I'll do it. She got a cough, so I'm not talking that much. Know what I'm saying? I've outsourced it. This
Oh,
goddamn
thank you.
Englishman right here.
Ollie
Don't
will
you
do it for
worry.
me.
I'll sit at right here and I'll sort this out. Okay, I'll keep guard. Know what I'm saying? I got my gun and 6 bullets. Any motherfucker comes down here, they're fucked. Number 7, well, he's a little lucky. It's almost safe. All right now, motherfucker.
Yep, that's what Goldie says. Yeah, that's it.
Now get me my poop bucket.
No.
Shit, yeah,
Yeah.
you got a bed, motherfucker? Shit. Airlock.
Alorin? The guy that Savras banged? Or a different one? Oh,
Oh,
Ah.
hello, Alorin. Hello.
What your ass doing here?
Nice to see you again. Oh, yes. Yes, I was. I will give a handshake.
I'm wearing gloves. It makes no difference to me.
You can feel the latex. Oh.
Well, holy motherfucker. Takes your hand and shakes. Places the other hand underneath yours, shakes with both hands, and just goes, so, turns toward the doctor, and they just give a general rundown of why you're here. Oh, well, I guess your group was a bit of a odd one. Well, I can take it from here if you want, Doctor, since we have some history to a degree. Doctor just kind of like nods and shrugs, and then wanders out. Closes the door very gently behind him. So, hi Scrap. You're Scrap, right?
Yes, that is my name.
Okay. I vaguely recall him whispering something like that. Anyway, we have two patients. One on the back right there, starts pointing, and one just to my left there, where I put the chart down. The one at the back is a Jane Doe. We don't know much about them. They've been here for about a year now. They've been sort of comatose, from what the doctor told me, with the limited time that he actually got to test without any intrusive surgeries, is that they suffered a heavy blow to the back of the head that kind of knocked a few things out. So we're just kind of going off of that at the moment. We're keeping them here in intensive just to make sure everything still flows. And the one to the left there, they're okay, but we're not entirely too sure what the affliction is either. They've got blotching of the skin. They've got a sort of horrible problem with most organs, major ones, where they don't entirely function as properly. They can walk in very fine amounts, but they've not managed to get out of this ward in about a month. They've been here for about 3-4 so far. With the very minimal upkeep we've been given, we've managed to keep them alive and steady, but beyond that, I'm pretty sure if they ever leave their bed again, it might be a bit risky, touch and go.
Where is the upkeep coming from?
I don't actually know.
They've had no family, no visitors.
No. I mean, the John Doe at the very least, no one's come forward. There's not been any notes from the guardhouse to say that someone's missing, that they're looking for X person, and as far as I know, upkeep-wise, for the building at the very least, it's just a random person that's been sending funds in through an alternate source. They want to remain unknown.
May I speak with him?
You can. I'm going out on a limb and assuming you've got the appropriate, and then aims towards your face, like face mask and yada
Oh,
yada.
yes. Yes, I do.
Okay. Well, if you wouldn't mind, and then moves back toward the end of the hallway, pulls open this tray that's sectioned very gently into the wall, and pulls out a fresh nurse's gown. If you wouldn't mind, you see as he unfurls it, looking fabulous in this for me.
I can, thank you. I'll put it on.
Mhm.
So there are only two here who are receiving end-of-life care.
Yeah. I guess, sort of, luckily.
That's positive. In many of the hospitals, it was in the double digits.
We only really have 6 rooms, but, I mean, usually people only come here for either minor or surgical. So,
Well-
luckily we don't
well,
have to tend to many.
I will speak with him if that is okay.
Yeah, of course.
I would like to see his opinion on what he thinks next step should be. We are currently researching palliative care, so I may be able to help if he is willing.
Of course. Hold on. They go back to that same, like, tray, pull it out, and reach to the side, and they pull out this chart that's currently emptied, and pass it over toward you.
Oh, thank you.
Just if there's any notes you think might help us, just give a jot.
Of course. Thank you.
They walk over
I
toward the
won't
door.
be here for long. Don't worry, I won't tire him out too much.
That'd be appreciated. Pull out a set of keys and unlock the door, and open it very gently. They poke their head in slowly and just go, ma'am, are you okay? Are you awake? You hear a very low kind of breathy grunt. I'll take that as a yes. We've got a visiting doctor who just wants to ask a couple of questions. Not many. If you're not feeling up to it, that's perfectly fine. If you want to stop at any point, just have to say. And then you just hear a very quiet, just like, it's fine. Lauren nods, pushes the door open very slowly for you, and lets you and Scrap walk in.
Is the okay? You know what? I'm going to use this to ask Lilith. Do you want me to do the convincing part?
To do the what?
Convincing part.
Yes, I say I'll stick with the scientific, and you stick with the emotional.
Sounds good.
So as you walk in, Lauren closes but doesn't lock the door behind you. As you walk in, you see it's just this drip feed of what looks to be, written on the bag anyway, A-type blood that's being fed very slowly into a vein. Their arm is rested very gently against this side table to allow for an easier access. Another side table on the left side seems to have what looks to be the remnants of a very watered down orange juice and scraps of scraps of food that are seemingly a little bit easier to digest, but for the most part it is basically just like bread water kind of treatment. They are being fed intravenously by another feed. They are rested in a bed that's like twice their size. They themselves are a halfling. The hair is sparse. They're like strands, if that. The skin is very much in the pale, and there are these little green blotches of like skin taint along the neck that definitely go below, even further than that. They're currently.
Is this looking familiar to me, having seen the doctor?
It looks similar, but it looks like they are in a far worse stage.
Okay.
Or at least the skin is anyway. There's no like melded flesh stuff, so he might have something else going on.
Okay.
They are currently like covered for the most part by the blanket, and they're just kind of rested there. The room itself is like a 12-foot space, square, and they have a lot of room to move in if they so chose to, but it seems like they are basically
can't.
bedridden. Yeah.
Hello, my name is Dr. LeMay. How are you doing today?
I'm fine, if you can call it that.
I am currently in the process of a research study which aims to help cure very unknown terminal illnesses. I understand that you are in a difficult position with your current ailment.
They kind of stare with that sort of yes.
Would you be opposed to being involved in a medical trial which may be helpful?
What would it involve?
It would involve experimentation on your genetics to see if there is a way to almost find a cure from within your body.
If there's a cure in my body, it's not doing its job.
There is also the possibility that you may need to
Oh god, how do I phrase this without scaring someone?
Let me suck your blood.
there will also be a necessity for you to be willing to partake in a blood trial.
They've taken enough of my blood over time, so that's fine, I suppose.
In doing so, you will be given extra strength for the experiment. However, the doctor who will be leading the investigation will be giving a financial reward regardless of the outcome. So
He promised that you will be the sole heir of his possession.
Who is it, though?
he is a doctor who is looking to cure a terminal illness that has plagued someone very close to him. He is wanting to work with another to help cure this illness. And in doing so, it would be possible to possibly cure you as well and drastically increase your life cycle.
Make a persuasion check and add Scrap's charisma bonus to it.
This is gonna be awful. Oh! Plus 8? Fucking hell.
Yeah, I have 8 persuasion, yeah.
22, bruh.
So, as you're given the general details, there's no light behind the eyes or anything. There's no sudden jumping for joy. But you see as they're looking, they kind of like shuffle just a little bit, and you see there's that twitch of pain as their eyes kind of squint a little as they're sitting up a little by themselves. I don't exactly have a lot to lose, so why not? But how exactly is it gonna work? I can't really leave the bed.
We can tell you we have someone who is very, very strong, who I'm sure will be able to carry you all the way there. When we get there, Lilith, do you mind filling in the medical details?
So when you arrive at the laboratory, I will be infecting you with what is called a bloodborne virus. And this bloodborne virus will give you extra power. It will help your healing abilities. And it will also mean that your current life state is paused indefinitely. So you won't get better immediately, but you will not get any worse. Once this blood virus has been shared, you will be working with a scientist who will be doing tests with you to see if he can find ways to cure your affliction by amending your genome.
In simpler words, please.
You will be infected with a virus that will pause your illness. Once your illness has been paused, a scientist will be doing experiments with you to see if he can find what is making you sick and replace the bits that are making you sick with something that will no longer make you sick. Think of it as almost like playing a wires game. He is taking a wire that is connected incorrectly, and he is attempting to find a way to connect it correctly to remove any symptoms.
You notice as they kind of like scoot up fully to the point where their back is against the pillow and the head's lightly against the wall. The kind of like basic like gown that they are dressed in, seemingly all of them, in the surgeries and intensive. It kind of shuffles down a little bit, and you see that the green is sinking down all along the throat and most parts of the chest. There isn't a part of skin that you can't see that isn't blotched with a bit of green. The in around where the shoulders are, however, seems still fine, but by your base judgment, it seems, if you're thinking it anyway, thinking right, everything down to just below the groin area has probably been infected with whatever this is, but it skipped the arms for some reason. And as they kind of like push themselves up with their hands that shake a little bit, but nothing surprising, they lean up, they kind of look down at their hands for a moment. You see as their fingers kind of like do very slow movements as if they're trying to make some kind of action happen with the last bits of energy they know they have. They kind of close their fingers into a fist and ball it as much as they can, and you see the hands start to shake, and then they let go of the feeling. Fine, but surely you've got a better way to transport me than just on someone's shoulders. Seems a bit silly.
Just stick to us. We'll take care of it.
We will find a way. If you are worried, I have a full contract here. You are more than welcome to sit and read it. If you can't read it, my compatriot will be happy to read it to you. If you have any questions, you may ask me any questions. If you wish for a second opinion, you are more than welcome to ask the doctor or the nurse. But if you sign this, we are able to discharge you and find a way for you to be taken to the private laboratory.
So, as you pass the... Are you passing yours or theirs sheet? Or both?
I'm passing them the sheet that I carefully wrote, not the one that's scribbled all over, the one that I rewrote overnight.
Yep.
That's got all of like the family-based legalese, which basically veils vampirism behind a blood virus.
Okay. So they...
So it's like an alternative medical procedure document.
Nom
commission
nom
form.
nom.
Yeah.
So they kind of just look it over. You see the eyes squint a little bit, but they seem to read. They read at a bit of a slow pace, but you guys don't really have an emergency at the moment.
Yeah.
As they
If they ask any questions, I'll just clarify it in as simple as I can.
avoiding vampire stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
So as they read it over, they ask you a question here and there of certain terminology, and you kind of skirt successfully because you're used to it. You're like a salesman with this shit. And near the end of it, after reading it, they kind of like playing with the paper for a second in their hand as they're thinking, and then they kind of make a motion for a like pen, quill, etc.
I will pass him my pen.
They take it, and with shaky hands, nonetheless, they place it on the table, and using their lap as a rest for their arm, they slowly, very slowly write their name and signature. And then as they look at it, they then just place the piece of paper down onto the table. Do you think it will work?
The doctor who is doing these trials is very invested in ensuring that it works. He will do everything in his power to ensure that the best outcome can be achieved.
I've already signed, but this bonus, the money, can I have it if this doesn't work? And honestly, I'm fine if it doesn't at this point. Can it be
Yes,
donated here?
Yes, there will be a monetary donation, regardless of the outcome. And whichever you would like it done, as long as you write it down and give it to the doctor before any eventuality, he will follow that request.
They not. And they pick up the paper, but then very quickly you notice that they know they don't have the strength, and they kind of go through with you about how they want the money to be put away, if and or. And they pass it to you, you kind of write down the specifics for them in a quicker hand, and you kind of talk it out for a couple more minutes. After a couple of minutes about talking about the specifics, you notice they've written their name down as Nelly Hargo.
Okay.
Specifically that.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. If you are willing to wait, we will arrange transport. It may be that we have you carried out of the building into a carriage or a cart. If it is easier, we are able to supply healing whilst you are traveling, albeit magical healing,
But
just to
they kind of look
help
at you
with-
with that kind of magical healing something.
we have a cleric in the party who is able to call upon magical healing in very small quantities. Not enough to heal your illness, but enough to numb the pain.
They just kind of nod and go along with it.
Scraps, would you like to go and perhaps get the doctor and Savras?
Yes, sure.
And I'll hand him the contract so he can show the doctor and explain the whole, we need him discharged because he's going to a private facility, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah. So I'm gonna go to the look for the doctor.
Mhm. So-
Wait, we're transporting him now?
That's true.
Mhm.
I thought the guy wanted him there as soon as possible. We'd have to try and get a coach.
Yeah, we need to figure out how to get him there. So let's just explain to the doctor,
True.
and then we'll figure out a way on how to get him there and come back like tomorrow or in a few hours.
That gives him time to collect all his personal belongings and shit.
Exactly. Yeah. So explain that to him and explain to the doctor.
We will return as soon as we have transport for you.
They just nod. And then slowly slink back into their bed with a mild discomfort. And you notice that with the those last words, as they slink back into the bed, that they are incredibly drained already just from this conversation. And the eyes are barely staying open. and
Okay.
pretty much from this point they're more or less catatonic in comparison to what they were, and they just kind of just gently go to sleep where they sit.
I'll talk the medical legalese shit to the doctor whilst Gramps goes and updates the rest of the party.
So
If needs be, I'll stay at the hospital whilst they arrange transport. You know, just filling out discharge forms and all of that shit.
oh,
that
and
they have to do.
no, there's a fuckload. At
Yeah,
first, the
I'll stay
doctor,
at the hospital and do all that.
when you're speaking to the doctor about it at first, he's like, "But did you do the?" And then you're just there like, "Haha!" But did you do the triplicate, bitch? And after showing the documents and letting it all be known, he goes in, talks with Nelly, making sure that everything's fine and it's
They
actually what
weren't
they want.
coerced and all that shit.
Well, yeah. And it's, yeah, everything is made legitimate. He takes note. You stay there for at least the next hour and a half, talking with the doctor, filling out forms, discharge papers and whatnot. He takes your name down, the credentials noted on it, saying that you're the one discharging and is the acting caretaker of.
Yeah.
And yeah, as the others are wandering the streets of town looking for a transport, what exactly would you guys be looking for?
Can we stop for today
Mm-hmm.
and figure that out next week?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
baby.
Everyone think about what's the best ambulance in the next week.
Maybe Gideon can build something. I don't know.
Builds an ambulance.
Gideon, make us an ambulance. Chop chop.
I got Smith's tools, bro. I got carpentry tools. I can make it out of wood.
Mm-hmm. We need to. Is it
For shit and
contagious
gigs.
though?
I mean, they've had
They've
her
had
in.
doctors in and out.
For shits and gigs, I could build a pretty good ambulance, apparently.
Yeah, man.
Nice.
Give you the time.
I mean, we'd have to get resources and shit. I suppose it's just wood and a bit of steel
Mm.
for
Mhm.
nails,
Wheels,
wheels,
and things.
etc. Like that.
If you sourced like an old cart that someone's selling because it doesn't work, you could do that shit up really easily.
Clink
But I
clank.
am curious how we're gonna get that into the sewer.
Mm.
Wheelchair.
It
Maybe
folds
we
out.
should
Yep.
just make a wheelchair. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I probably could make that happen either way. I'm making a lot of shit now. This is what it feels like to be an art fighter. Alright, cool.
I gotta ask, did any of you think this is how the campaign was gonna go?
No.
No. I'm not complaining. I like this direction, honestly.
I'm glad.
100% we can now tell Savras that his lover is a nurse.
So I'm just
Mhm.
gonna get him to wear the uniform and everything.
Yeah, get him to
And
wear the
be
uniform.
utterly disappointed when it's just blue scrubs. I'm like, fuck.
No, it's even worse. They're white scrubs. They show all the stains except for the fun ones. Except for the fun ones.
Mm.
Get it?
Well,
Because it's
anyway,
white.
It was fun. But I'm going to sleep, so good night.
Good night, my guy. So yeah, anyone else got any questions? Or
No, I'm good, me. What about anyone else?
No, that went much better than I expected it to. I was expecting us all to die, so I'm pretty pleased we're not dead.
Yeah, you were kind of saying that all week, weren't you, Soph?
Mhm.
So it's like, I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die. So, fine.
I was sat like legitimately trying to figure out how are we gonna do this. And last session when me and Aaron playing with our other session, I said I don't know what I'm meant to do here. We've really fucked it up, huh? But it worked.
It did. Worked pretty well.
see, the funny thing is, the Doctor as a character is not evil.
Oh,
Literally.
that's good.
His alignment contains no evil. It's only chaotic.
Mine is lawful neutral. And I have followed my codes, and the one I wasn't sure about, I got. permission, so I am all good.
Fair point.
Dad, can I bite this person, please? Pretty please.
Sure thing, sweet cakes. Man.
Apparently, my father's from a vaudeville film now.
Here, see. You do.
Man, see? Look at this cigar I got in my mouth, see?
Just sounds like, do you remember the whole thing from The Mask where he does that? Nah, you see? I'm glad, I tell you. What are they gonna do to me, son? What are they gonna do?
Where exactly are we at the moment? Are we in prosperity or dignity?
I'm in heaven.
Oh.
That's true. You guys
I think
are.
I've had a lovely
You guys are in dignity.
time in the Artisan Guild.
Dignity. How long would it take us to get to the capital city or prosperity?
So you guys are currently like here, pretty much.
Yeah.
So take about from one end to the other of dignity. It'd be a day, maybe day half, depending on the pathing you took. Because I mean, you got Goldie. Doing my own mental roundup. Assuming it was a straight drive, no distractions, which basically never happens. It'd be roughly about a week and a half journey.
Works for me. If we ever have to go there, at least we know.
Man, I feel so lighter. It's not this. This next bit's just kind of cool. What's the bit after this? Is this bit that I feel lied to about?
It's a dude. Oh, is that it?
I am not making my bet today. No.
I mean, I feel that.
I like how the cat just turns and looks at her like,
So, excuse me. They must think I look delicate and beautiful.